Hi, welcome to the YouTube presentation of FairShare app. I'm Srivatsan giving the introduction of this app. In a world of increasing dollar rates and declining ecosystem, it is not advisable for people to travel in a single car. So what friends increasingly do is they share the car. But after sharing the car, the fares are equally split between them, which is not fair. So we bring you the FairShare app, a first of a kind app in taxi sharing, which splits the cost according to distance traveled by each of the person. So uh, let's go into this app. The screen which you see, the it is are not simulators. They are original devices. The left is an iPhone and the right one is an Android. These are being streamed in the computer and the video is being recorded. Dil is handling the Android device and Satish is handling the iPhone device. Over to the demonstration.
Yeah, so now let's log into the application. The login is based on the Facebook. Once the user logs in, all the trips that he has currently gone, the previous trips and the current trips, and the trips which he is going to go in the future are all displayed in the screen. Now let's create a trip. The user enters the trip name in the screen, and he can choose the friends from the Facebook. The list is being fetched from the Facebook, and once he saves, the trip is being created in the background, the data is being saved in the past, and the user is taken to the current trip screen. Satish, can you refresh the iPhone? Yeah. So you can see that whichever trip was created in the Android is updated in the iPhone, and the active trips are highlighted in green. So our main motto was to, in the design rationale, was to minimize the number of screens the user will navigate in our application, and the application should be very intuitive to the user, rather than user knowing what he has to do, finding himself. The application indicates what he has to do next. For instance, in this particular screen, to start the trip or to enter the location where the user has gotten, the user just needs to tap in to that particular user, and the current location is being fetched in the background, and it's automatically updated, and the green shows that the trip has started for that particular user. And similarly, when he taps on the same user, whenever he gets down, the end location is being updated. uh, for instance, now similarly in the iOS screen, you can see that all the trips are being displayed. And can you end the location of the end users? Yeah. So you can see all the location is being updated for the end of the trip. And again, when we get into the Android screen, the user sees all the details, and now he can enter the total of the trip once the trip is over. And in the background, the total is being created according to the distance the user has traveled, and automatically the total is updated in the screen. And similarly, you can see in the iPhone as well how much the each user owes for the trip is being updated. Similarly, in the iPhone also we can update the cost. And similarly, we can see in the Android screen the cost has been updated, and each user's cost has been updated. So, for instance, if the location whichever while tapping was not correct, the user can go to the edit screen and uh, recreate the uh, locations as well. For instance, here we use the Google Places API for this. Yeah. So the two users location has been updated. Now when we save, the location is being updated and the cost is automatically created. Yeah. So the similar thing can be done in the iOS as well. Satish, can you do it? Here in the iPhone, for the iPhone, we use the native iPhone location fetcher, so which fetches the location in the background. Yeah. So similarly, you can update the cost as well. Can you update the cost? Yeah. So you can see that the cost is accordingly distributed for the each users. Now in the Android, if you look into the Android screen, Yeah, you can see all the cost as well as the each user's location and everything has been changed and it's been displayed to the user. The way uh, the distance calculation is working is, for instance, in the Android, the Google Maps native is being used. For iOS, the native iPhone location API is being used, but the distance which is being calculated in the Android for the Google Maps for the iPhone may vary. So, in order to avoid that constraint, what we did is we updated the code in the Parse Cloud. So we mainly focused on the Google Maps API. We get the distance from Google Distance Matrix API, and based on the distance being calculated, it's been updated. Shortest distance being calculated, shortest driving distance, and it's been updated in the Parse DB, and it's automatically fetched to the user's app. Now, uh, can we create a new trip? So you can see that in the iPhone, the trip is being created. And in the Android, we get a push notification saying that a trip has been created. And once we tap in, the user is being indicated that a current trip is being activated, and he can go into the trip screen and can view the trip. And similarly, can you create another trip? Yeah. So the push notification has also been sent, and if the user is already in the application, you just need to swipe down for the refresh, and a new trip is being created. Yeah. Some of the UI differences between the iOS and Android are, for instance, in Android we have logout as a menu option in Android, whereas in iOS we have a bar button for the logout. And when we move into the actual trip screen, we have a edit. Sorry. When we move into the trip screen, we have the edit as well as the logout as a menu here, whereas edit is being placed as a bar button again in the iOS screen. Yeah.
So these are the two demonstrations of both the Android and iOS app. A small peek into what the code in cloud is. The parse code in cloud also as said before, measures the distance between two locations when entered. Also, it calculates the total for the trip once all the locations has been entered, and the start and end location of each trip if the user start and end location have been entered. It also splits the cost between each user based on the distance traveled by them. So this is how FairShare works according to the shortest distance that user could have taken if he had not shared the car. At this moment, we would like to thank our instructor Sophie who gave us this opportunity to bring out a new idea and app in this demonstration. Thank you.